This is my Android 13 and 14 and 15 Xeno deck. Oops, that's not it. This is my Android 13 and 14 and 15 Xeno deck. 1 copy deleter. 4 Super Android 13 cores of the trio. 4 Android 13 the mission begins. 4 Android 14 and Android 15 target acquired. 4 graded Raiders Warcry. 4 MicroRecords Robotics Repose. 4 Dawn of Terror Android 13. 4 Android Troop 14 and 15. 4 Dr. Jiro Super Combo. 4 Frieza Army Reinforcements. 4 Flying Nimbus. 3 SS Trunks Altering the Future. 3 Goku Forever in Our Memories. 3 Mecha Gabor Plotting Revival Unison. And 1 Xeno. Let's see. Since it's Xeno, let's just talk about Xeno. Obviously, Successor for free, 12 costs. One basic way of getting him out is the triple graded Bardic Raiders Warcry play, where you combo it. So what you do is you'll need 6 energy. Swing with the leader, for example, right? Combo with 1, so that way the leader will get the 10k boost. Swinging, then Bardic hits the floor, the battle area. Draw a card, tap down one of your opponent's battle cards, and then swing with the first Bardic. Combo the second Bardic, so tap 2 more energy. Play the second Bardic, combo it, so that we can get the first Bardic turn it into a 30k double strike. Then after the battle, the second one drops. You draw a card, tap down one of your opponent's battle cards. Swing with the second one. Combo with the third copy by paying 2 more, so that'll use up all 6 of your energy right there. You have another 30k double strike. Then Bardic hits the battle area. You draw a card, tap down any battle cards your opponent might have. So at this point, you should have 3 new cards in your hands after playing these 3 Bardics. As well as depending on, more likely you're on the Awakened side, so when you attack the leader's Awakened side, obviously you draw a card for that. So you will have 4 cards. So you should have 4 cards at that point. 4 extra cards is always good to have, right? And if for some reason those 3, the leader plus these 3 attacks, which is pretty much 7 damage right there, is not enough to take your opponent down. And then you obviously take all 4 Bardics, send them to the drop to bring out Xeno. He's a 40k quadruple strike, and since you had 6 energy, obviously you have 5 or more energy in order to trigger his auto, which will let you make your opponent pitch 3 cards from their hands. Yeah, you get to choose the 3 cards, which is even better than your opponent picking. So you choose 3 cards, your opponent drops them. Then you get dual attacks. So you're 40k double strike, they can attack twice. Swing. Let's say your opponent has a negate. They just so happen to have a negate. They stop this attack, that's fine. They'll restand and you can attack with it again. And if they don't stop the second attack, then you'll just combo your whole hand off. You did add 4 new cards to your hand this turn, right? So combo those 4 cards plus any extra cards you have and make him stronger. Get him to like 80k plus or something like that, right? And definitely should be able to get him to at least 60k, right? There are super combos in here, so it shouldn't be that hard to get him pretty high and finish the game off. Just saying. So, the leader. Auto. Choose 1 green or yellow Android card in your hand and discard it. When this card attacks, draw 2 cards. So this will, the leader, just by attacking, will allow you to filter out through your deck by pitching your androids in order to draw. So if you have any extra copies of androids you don't need, you pitch them. Typically, the androids you want to pitch for this effect the most is like Android, the Android 14s and 15s, because you do get some use out of getting them into the drop for your Dawn of Terror Android 13, so you'll want to be able to do that. And you can just, in general, just pitch anything else you feel that you don't need per se, and get some draw out of this. Because you definitely want to be able to draw into your Xeno, so that way you can, Xeno your opponent in late game. Then we have the Awaken ability when your life is 5 or less, and you have Android 14 and Android 15 cards in your drop area. You may draw one card and switch one of your energies to active mode and flip this card over. So, so you can awaken at 5 life. And then on the Awaken side, when this card attacks, draw cards. Second auto, when this once per turn, when one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode is placed into the owner's drop area by one of your skills, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. So there's some hand control there. Active battle, once per turn, send one Android 14 and one Android 15 card from your drop area to your warp. Choose one of your choose your leader cards or Android cards. It gets 5k power for the battle. So once per turn, you can get 5k boost just by warping one of your Android 14s and 15s in case you need that boost. So not going to use that effect that much, but it can come in handy. Like I said earlier with the Xeno, well, you can't boost the Xeno, right? Yeah, leader and androids. You can at least boost the leader with this. See, this should have been right for the duration of the turn, because then that would have been nice to combo that with this card, because he has triple attack, so making him a 35k, they can attack 3 times would have been more badass, but oh well, we'll take what we get. So we're obviously trying to get Xeno, we're trying to get some big bodies on board. We're definitely trying to get our big Super Android 13 out, so we can swing multiple times and get pick at our opponent's life as much as possible. Especially with the fact that there's a lot of negates out there that can stop going wide boards, as like Flying Nimbus, right? And we got negates that can present just with one card you can stop 2 attacks. So having something with 3 attacks is really nice. That way we can at least get 1 attack to go through, and hopefully we can make the use of that attack that actually got through, right? So there's that. Let's see. So that's leader. All right. So so Super Android 13. He has deflect, triple attack, and 30k with Successor, green, yellow. When you I forgot to mention, you want to charge a green, a green yellow energy turn 1. Then after that, you just charge yellow. You want to have at least 1 green, for this card's Successor, and as well as for this card's Union Absorb, and this card's Arrival. So you just need at least 1 green to be able to utilize these cards' individual effects. But other than that, you're just mainly going to be using yellow for everything else. And you need at least 1 green because you're going to hard cast this for 1 green, 1 yellow. So you want to be able to play that. So there's that. You definitely always want to mulligan your Super Android 13 into your deck, because we're using Dawn of Terror Android 13. So he gets the Super Android 13 from the deck, not from the hand. So we definitely want to put it back in the deck, and we definitely don't want to pitch it to the drop area, to the leader's effect. So we definitely want to mulligan back into our deck, so keep that in mind. Permanent, if your leader card is yellow or an Android card, reduce the combo cost of discarding hand by 1, so you can combo it for free. This will obviously allow you to be able to rival play if you need to rival play. In case he happens to be in hands, why not just use him, to trigger a rival play, right? And then auto, if your leader card is an Android 13 card, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards and KOs it. And he is triple attack, and this auto is not once per turn, so obviously every time you attack, your opponent gets rid of one of their battle cards, so you could, board wipe your opponent just by attacking multiple times. Even if his attack gets negated every time, it don't matter, you're still clearing his board in the process, so that's a really good, battle card. It attacks 3 times at 30k. It has deflect, has a lot going for itself. So there's that, and then of course its ability to force your opponent to KO their battle cards is extra nice because you always want to prevent the clapback, as we say. So we definitely want a built-in board wipe on one of our finishers, or at least one of our main attackers, right? Android 13, the mission begins. Has unique and double strike, and he's a rival for green-yellow. And you pay 1 green to rival him, 20k. Auto, at the start of your opponent's turn, they choose 2 of their battle cards and KO them. And then he has an active main of pay 1 energy, send this card from your drop to the warp, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less and KO it. So at least if this ends up in the drop because you pitched it for your leader ability, or you send it to the drop because of Dr. Jerome, or you use it to do an arrival play, right? Or you got it onto the field and you attack with it and all that good stuff, but then your opponent send it from the field to the drop. Any way it gets to the drop is what I'm saying. you still get some use out of it. So gotta love that versatility of still getting some use out of something. So that's essentially extra resource just by it going to the drop. So you're never negging in resource with him. So he's good target for flying Nimbus, good for the leader's effect, because you don't care if he's in the drop because you're going to get some value out of it. So that's a thing, right? And then what else? Getting him out on your turn, especially through the effect of like Android 14 and 15 is good, or just through his arrival play. So that way, on when your opponent's turn triggers, right, when you end your turn, he'll get his skill back. Because when you use this to play this, it will negate his skills for the turn, but it's for your turn. So once it's your opponent's turn, this auto will trigger back on, and then your opponent will have to give up 2 of their battle cards, which is a really good play to do, right? Because again, you want to have board control. You don't want the clapback. So that's that. And of course, he's a 4-drop, so you can use him for Cell Xeno. Then we got Android 14 and 15, target required, has deflect 15k. Permanent, your leader, you can combo it for free. Auto, if your opponent has 2 or more energy, sorry. So pretty much this is a turn 3 play. So when your opponent has 2 or more energy, when this card is played, look at up to 10 cards from the top of your deck, and then play up to 1 Android 13 card with energy cost 4 or less among them, with his skills negated for the turn. Which sucks, right? Because you would have 1 energy available to try to, trigger Dawn of Terror, right? But his effects being negated, so you won't be able to use the Union Absorb right there and then. But this is definitely something you want to do to try to get him or him out. Definitely he's a good target just because you'll get his auto on your opponent's turn, and then you get some other uses out of him. But if you want to set up a turn 4 play of Dawn Terror to bring out your Super Android 13, then that's the route you want to go. Right, so that's what we do with that. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, so continuing on. Bars Rare 4 card, 20k, double strike. Leader card is yellow. After you combo with this card, you can play it from your drop area. And then the auto, you draw a card and choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place into rest mode. Then we got MicroRecords Robotic Reposite, or whatever it's called. Counter attack, negate an attack, play this card. Permanent, if your leader card is yellow and your opponent has 2 or more energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each yellow extra card in your energy area and drop area. So that's pretty nice. So as long as you pay attention, if you have any extra, any extra cards in your energy or drop, you can pretty much reduce this card's cost down to 1. So it can cost 1 to negate the card. Although, when this card is played from your hand, each time your opponent would attack with a non-unison card this turn, they must choose one of their cards in active mode and switch it to rest mode. So this is a really good card to play, especially when your opponent taps out, because then they can't tap their energy to avoid, tapping their leader or battle cards. So you definitely like the idea of your opponent tapping out and then using this to, shut them down. So that's always good. And the possibility of this being able to shut down a couple battle cards that might have the ability, dual attack and stuff like that, because this will start putting stuff in rest mode. So anytime your opponent will swing, leader, or a battle card, then they have to rest something else, like their unison, or their leader, or a battle card. They have to rest it in order to attack with their battle card or leader, and reduce how many attacks. So that's the good thing. You play, and you're pretty much going to reduce how many attacks your opponent can go. So it's definitely a anti-going wide card, and it's a 3-drop. So that is good. It has some use, because if you have this in play and then you use this to bring this out, use this to go into this, so then you have a 7, right? But it's not in the same turn, but you have a 7, a 2, so that right there is 9, plus a 3, that's 12, so that's a Xeno play right there, if you can get all 3 of these out. Let's see, so this card, Union Absorb, pay 1 green, choose 1 each of Android 14 and 15 from your drop area and place them under this card. So you gotta grab 2 cards that are Android 14, 15, and these are 14, 15. This is the 14, 15. So they will. You just need 2 of either one of them in the drop, and you will be able to trigger this effect. So there's 8 14 and 15s in the deck, so it won't be that hard to trigger this effect. And then then you choose an Android 13 with an energy cost of 7 from your deck and play it on top of this card. So that right there, that will help you with some deck thinning. So that's why we're trying to focus on bringing it from our deck instead of our hand, because we want to thin out our deck as much as possible. So we're doing a lot of draws from our Bardarks, from our leader, from our unisons. Just in general, we want to definitely thin out our deck so that we can get to our Xeno, right? Just because why not use it, right? The sooner you get it, the sooner you can use it. Better to have, but not need, than to need and not to have. And then he has the auto. When this card is played, your opponent chooses 1 card from their battle. Your opponent chooses 1 of their battle cards and KOs it. So of course, if you hard cast this, you'll get that effect. But if you bring this out through a 14 and 15, you do not, obviously. Which sucks because it would have been pretty cool, right? Then we have Android Troop 14 and 15. Active main, place this card from your hand into the drop, and then draw a card. So these already have the ability to put themselves into your drop and thin out your deck, right? It helps you draw. So obviously, something you want to do is you want to thin out your deck from certain card effects. So like playing Android 14 first, right? For example, play that, use that to bring out, one of your Android 13s, and then pitch this so that we can, after you shuffle, of course, pitch it, draw, so that we can hopefully get yourselves on, right? Or any other card you might want, negates and stuff, unisons. So you want to thin out your deck. So search, then draw, right? Search, then draw. So you want to do stuff like that. Same goes for your leader. use your your Dr. Durol's ability to pitch your Android 14s and 15s. Pretty much you're only going to really use one Android 14 15 target acquired, so any extra copies you can always mill them through the Dr. Durol effect, just just so you can get the 14 15s in your drop for your Awaken ability, for your Awaken, as well as for filling up the drop for Dawn of Terror Android 13. The Android troops, you want to keep them, right? Because anytime you draw them, you'll pitch them and draw, right? That will help you thin out your deck more. So it's deck thinning, deck winning, as they say. So helps you filter through your deck. So that's all I'm saying. Let's see. We have Dr. Durol Super Combo, of course. If your leader card is green or yellow and our leader's yellow, when you combo with this card from your hand, choose up to one green or yellow battle card with energy cost 4 or less from your deck and place into a drop area. And of course, we'll use this to send our Android 14 to 15 target acquired, or anything else we feel we don't want in the deck in case we don't want to draw something. We could just use this just to drop anything else in general. But typically our main targets will be target acquired, right? Target acquired, discard. Plus, we get 0 cost 10k. So there's that. So you can use that defensively, use it to defend yourself, and then, set up your drop at the same time. So depends how you want to use it. Also, it's, green, yellow, and you play for free, right? Automatically. So you can, use it to a rival play your Mission Begins Android 13. Then we have Frieza's Army Reinforcement. Your leader card is mono yellow, right? Negate the attack, then play Frieza token with 10k power, and it gains blocker for the turn. Permanent, if you have 5 or less life, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by taking a life added to your hand and play this card for free. And this effect is not once per turn, so you can play multiple copies as long as you can afford to add a life to your hand, right? So that's really good. So you don't have to worry about tapping out because you can play these for free and pretty much potentially stop 2 attacks per copy. Flying Nimbus, counter attack, negate an attack, then you may place 1 yellow card in your hand into the drop. If you do so, your opponent can only attack 1 more time with battle cards for the duration of the turn. Typically, you want to use this on a leader or a unison swing, so that way your opponent's limited to just 1 battle card's attack after that. So you want to reduce your opponent down to a minimum of 3 attacks. If you can reduce them to less than 3, that's even better, of course, but you don't want them to go beyond 3 attacks in a turn. So that's what that's for. Then we have Trunks Altering the Future, 20k dual attack, which is important. The ability to attack twice is always useful because you might need to attack 2 battle cards to get rid of them, or attack a unison twice to remove multiple markers off of them, or attack your opponent's leader twice, to end the game out, or to just apply pressure, or just to get at least 1 attack through because your opponent keeps trying to stop you. Like you swing and then your opponent negates the attack. It's like, damn, now I can't combo Bardock, right? Alright, I swing again. Oh, cool, no negate. Cool, now I combo Bardock, right? Then Bardock hits the field. Swing with Bardock, get all the double strike, all that good stuff out of it, right? So that kind of stuff. Then has the +0 ability. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. If that card has an energy cost of 4 or less, negate its skills for the turn and KO it. So this can potentially KO a 4 cost or less, which is nice. So there's obviously you will use this to tap down blockers. So for example, you can use this to tap down a what's his name, the 9-drop Sin Shinron. Won't be able to KO it, at that point, right? But you don't want it, in active mode, blocking your attack. So then you can swing twice. So that's a way you can use it. Obviously, using this to tap down a blocker in general is useful. So that way you can utilize your dual attack. Because you don't want your opponent to have a blocker to block the first attack. Then when you swing again, then they play a negate. And it's like, oh man, That was a waste, right? So use this +0 ability, tap down their blocker, swing. If they negate the attack, that's fine. Just restand and attack again, and try to get at least one attack to go through, right? And then he has a -3 ability, draw a card, then choose all of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO them. So board wipe. Obviously, this is one of those scenarios where opponent's attacking and you did some surviving, right? Especially if you played Mecha Frieza Robotics Proposite and your opponent's trying to attack you and they have to tap down all their battle cards and stuff. And, so that way their stuff is in rest mode in that situation, which will be awesome. And then you can just take advantage of the fact that they are in rest mode, play this and -3 them. A good thing to do would be obviously pay 4 to play this, so that way when you -3, you can still have this in play. So you can attack with it twice after you clear your opponent's board. Because, the clapback, you're trying to stop the clapback. So there's that. So pretty much, we got Goku Forever in Our Memories. If your leader card is yellow, all of your battle cards and your opponent's battle cards with original energy cost of 5 or less have their skills negated, and all of your battle cards with energy cost of 1 get 5k power. There's no 1-drops in this deck, so it's irrelevant. It's the 5 or less cost effect that we're going for. This will help us against decks like Bulma or something, where she turns all the battle cards into blockers. You could play this and now, she, no more blockers, right? So then you can start swinging at Bulma. This card can attack, so take advantage of that. Keep that in mind. I know we see Shenron, and most Shenron cards tend to not be able to attack, but this is actually a Goku card, so it's 15k. You can attack with it. Take advantage of the fact that your opponent's skills are negated. So no blocker, no deadly defender, no barrier, which is good because if you have some effects in here you want to use, right? That comes handy. In general, your opponent is going to have to, once this hits the field, your opponent's going to have to deal with it, right? Because in order to use their effects for their 5 cost or less stuff, they're going to have to deal with it. This is good against, like I said, Bulma. Good against Red Broly. Good against Baby deck. Because a lot of their cards are 5 costs or less. So there's that. So they still could do their counterplay, their counterattacks, counterplay effects, but they can't get their autos. So that's a good thing. Trying to take advantage of this. Can stop Topo's auto and things of that nature. So this is definitely a good card to play, especially when you're going for game, and you want to avoid stuff popping, battle cards being played on your turn and trying to stop you from winning. Let's see. Of course, this can stop stuff like Raiders War Cry, rival plays in general. What else? Yeah, there's a lot of use for that. Then there's the -2 ability if your leader card is yellow, which it is, right? Your opponent can only attack with battle cards once during their next turn. So obviously you'll use this on your turn. You play it -2 and swing with this. Swing for your turn. Do what you gotta do on your turn, and then on your opponent's turn. Now, they can only attack with 1 battle card, so they have a leader, unison, and battle card swing. So that's just 3 attacks you gotta worry about. So that's all you gotta worry about. Just defend yourself against that. And then the fact that this will be in effect, so your opponent's going to have to get rid of this card in order to make any play. At that point in time, he will have 1 marker, so they just need a 15k to try to get rid of it. So it's not impossible, but that will waste an attack. Remember that will waste an attack, even though they could just swing with a battle card or a 15k units and their leader while it's awakened. Still, they wasted the attack right on this thing, so that's 1 less of their 3 attacks they have. Just keep that in mind, because some people will be like, "Oh, you do that -2, then it's easy to get rid of this card." It's like, yeah, I want them to try. I want them to waste an attack on this, so that way that's one less attack you gotta block. So you play this, they're down to 3 attacks. If they attack this, now they're down to 2 attacks, so you only have to defend against 2 attacks, right? Game logic. So there's that. So many, I'm definitely a big fan of this card. There's so many uses for this, so many decks you can use this card against. Definitely can use it to slow down many decks easily with that card. Then we got Mecha Kabora, 15k blocker. Auto, once per turn with this card, you loses a marker due to an opponent's attack. Choose one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So you can tap down a leader, unison, energy, battle card, field card. You can even do that. The choice is yours, right? Then it has the +1 ability, draw a card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and then that card can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. So that's nice. So there's a draw engine in there. Obviously, this will slowly help you build up to get your draw into yourself Xeno. The block, the fact that it can block attack, and and you're giving it a +1, so it's definitely going to survive being attacked. So stick on the field for a while, and then you can tap down, potential threats. So you can potentially stop 2 attacks a turn just with this one card alone, which is great. And then you got its -4 ability, which is a very powerful, useful ability, of course. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, gain control of it, and switch it to active mode. So that's awesome, especially if the card is green or yellow. You take control of it. Remember, this is 15k. You can't attack with this, so play it right for 4, swing with it, and then -4, and then take your opponent's battle card and swing with it. And then if it just so happens to be green or yellow, and you have a total of 12, then you can sell Xeno your opponent, right, for game. And back to sell Xeno. So something else you can do other than the Bardock's line of play to combo to get 3 Bardock's out for sell Xeno is getting getting a Bardock out there, especially after turn 2. So like combo 2 energy, get Bardock's out there, and if he's still out there, so that way on your turn 3, when you play this for 2, this will let you bring out either one of these, whichever one you grab, bring them out. And then you have 2 4-drops, right? You have one Android 13 4-drop and one Great Warcry. So you have 2 4-drops and a 2-drop on the field, right? So that right there is 10. That's not useful. So what you're going to do is I was going to say okay, so at that point in time, if you have the ability to awaken, because let's say you'll have 1 energy left, so you'll awaken, so you draw a card and untap one of your energy, so now you have 2 energy up, and then you'll double check it, right? Wait, no, it's their permanence. Yeah, because this only reduces because this still costs 1 on the field, not it's not free. In your hand is free, but not on the field. So you want to have 2 energies. So then what you do is swing with the leader, pay 1 energy to combo the Android 14 and 15 on the field from your combo from your field. So that way you have 1 energy left, and make sure that energy is green, obviously. And then go into your rival play, pay the 1 green, so that way you can bring out the Android 13 mission begins. So now you'll have him out, and another copy of, oh no, not another copy of, you definitely want to get Dawn of Terror Android 13, because I forgot, yeah, it's unique, so you don't want to do, I don't know, no, it would matter. So definitely don't grab him, grab the Dawn of Terror at 13. So play this, get this, and then you want to combo this from your battle area to play this out, so that you have this and this out, and then Bardock, of course. So now you have 3 4-drops that you can obviously use for sell Xeno. Obviously, you want to swing with them first, because this is a 20k. This is since your rival did, it's a 20k double strike. This is double strike. So that right there is potential 5 damage right there. plus the leader swing. That's 6 right there. Swinging it, potential damage on your opponent, and then you can use all 3/4 drops to bring out still Xeno and get 4 more damage on there. So that's a total of 10 on turn 3 if you just so happen to have these cards in that arrangement, right? So as anything, you always gotta practice, and setup matters. You gotta set up your plays. So there's that. And let's see. Trying to think. Alright, so if you no, because play this on turn 2, play him, hard cast him on turn 3. I don't know for that, you won't have the energy. So play this turn 2. Oh yeah, because of the leader, really. Alright, so give me a second. I'm trying to get a 4 and a 3 on the field. Because I know for 2 energy I can get Bardic on the field, so that's already 4. We can hard cast this, so that will obviously give us 6. But we need 7 in order to successor this, like on turn 3. So let's see. Okay, so let's say you have one extra card in your drop, or 1 in your energy area, or 2 in your drop. It doesn't matter whichever one. It will reduce the cost of this card in your hand. One has 2 or more energy, yeah, turn 3. So okay, yeah, that's how it is. So it'll cost 1 if you have 2 extra cards in a combination of your energy area or drop area. If you have 2 extra cards and combine in those 2 areas, then this will cost 1 to play. Reduce it in your hand by 1 for each yellow extra card. So you can play this for 1 on turn 3, which means you'll still have 2 energy left. You want it to be green and yellow because, of course, you charge a green yellow in turn 1, so that way in turn 2 you charge the yellow, so you have so you can have green yellow, of course. And then so now you have Bardic, you have MicroRecords, so that's 7, and then you can pay 1 green, 1 yellow to Successor. So there's that. So I just want to say that. But let's say you're in a scenario where you only have 1 extra card in your energy or drop, because let's say you charge extra card into your energy on purpose to reduce this to 2. So on turn 3, you play this for 2, and if you can, you have 5 life, right? And you have 14 and 2, 14 and 15s in the drop. Then you can obviously awaken and tap an energy, so that way you can go from only having 1 energy to 2 energy and go from there. So it just depends on what you got at the point in time. So that's a play, but you might just want to get to your you might just want to get to your just get this down to 1 energy, so that way it'd be simpler, so you don't have to use your awaken ability on this play. But it's a way you can turn 3 30k your opponent. Obviously you want to take advantage of the fact you have Bardic, so you want to swing with that 20k double strike, right? Swing with MicroRecords, 15. Right, so that's 3 potential damage right there, and then send them to the drop for your Successor play, and then of course, you got 30k with triple strike, so you can attack 3 times. So that's an extra potential 3 damage. That's 6 plus leader swing. That'd be 7 potential damage on turn 3. So there's that, and that should be the end of the video.